Hi, I'm Amanda Ambles and I'm back to my Ambles today. I'm walking on Durham Downs in Bristol, the UK, although I normally live in Glastonbury. So it's a lovely, mystical, very magical morning this morning, and I'm donning the old Mongolian millionaire look, although there's no makeup and there's straggly hair, and as far as I'm concerned, the more middle-aged women don't wear makeup and don't spend hours in front of the mirror, the better. So this morning I want to talk a little bit about people pleasing. So a lot of us in our lives, we spent our entire lives pleasing those around us. And don't get that confused with politeness, because I'm all for politeness, that's for sure. And I think this people-pleasing thing, that can really get in the way of authenticity or showing up in our own lives as we are. And then I think we have an identity crisis on our hands. So, to keep the peace, I know that most of my childhood, I tried to please everybody. And in doing so, I ended up right in the middle, right in the midst of all the dramas, all the negative dynamics, and I won't go into too much detail here, but I think that is definitely something that empaths tend to do. They internalize what's going on, they smile, and they don't show up authentically as themselves. And then maybe later on in life, we actually look at ourselves and we think, who are we? Are we that smile? Are we that people pleaser who always says yes and never wants to let anybody down? I am definitely guilty of being that person. And I think as women, we tend to especially fall into that category where we want to please everyone and we put ourselves at the bottom. Now, one of the things that I learned when I was training to be a hypnotherapist, and the psychotherapy part of it, was it's not selfish to put yourself first. So if somebody says to you, oh, it's all about you, it's all you can be sure that what they mean is it's not all them. So I've learned to peacefully walk away from those kind of people who are very demanding of my time and energy and are not reciprocating. And I watch some channels on YouTube where women are finding their voices, and it's a really beautiful thing to behold, to see women who maybe they've been abused in their families or by previous partners, and they're really standing up and speaking out about that. And there's a lot of talk about authenticity. But what I would say is we can't show up authentically unless we really know ourselves. So know thyself. Who was it who said that? It's the basis of everything in life, isn't it? And maybe sometimes we have to go into a kind of self-reflection period so that we can reacquaint ourselves with who we actually are. And those of you who follow my channel, I do just talk about whatever it is that comes to me in the spur of the moment, what I'm thinking about that morning. But I am also trying to look more deeply into HSPs, being an HSP, being an empath. I'm trying to unravel who and what I am, and hopefully in doing so, you can also join me on that journey, understanding yourself. So I'm a big believer that energy attracts energy, and it's very likely that if you're here on my channel that you've had a similar journey to me. And I think it's really good if humanity, instead of looking for the differences, which is what the media want us to do. You know, they want us to be competitive, highly competitive, and, you know, how you going to maximize your YouTube channel, this and that. But actually, I think it's just good to amble along in life, being yourself, and then, you know, just seeing how things unfold. I do want to say that I am really quite surprised and shocked at a few things lately, and it seems quite ironic that when I'm pulling back and I'm kind of recalibrating a bit, that I'm seeing things really blossom on my channel. I'm seeing many more subscribers, and I can't tell you how joyful that makes me. Not for my ego, but in terms that I have the opportunity to share and have a dialogue with many more of you. That to me is very exciting. So thank you. This channel wouldn't exist without you. And the other thing is, where I live in Glastonbury, I've been nominated as Citizen of the Year. Now that's really shocked me, because often I feel like, oh, I'm not offering anything positive there. But I guess by trying to protect our sacred sites, that is the Tor and the Abbey, I am doing a lot of people a big favour by standing up, speaking out in the council sessions, constantly continuing and developing the campaign. And basically people are saying to me, oh, you're really brave, you're this, you're that. But really, I've got to say, I literally cannot stop. It feels like there's something driving me on with it, something beyond myself. And that is, you could call it intuition or whatever. So, I've also heard about some people saying that they smile a lot as a kind of defense mechanism. Actually, a few guys that I know recently have mentioned that. So that's also, I think, part of that people pleasing. You know, if we wear the mask of a smile, then people aren't going to ask too many questions. And, you know, we can't hide, we can hide behind the smile or whatever. So again, it's those masks. Isn't it time we were more radically authentic? We took those masks down. And, you know, will it upset people? What will happen? Will we rock the boat? Perhaps we will. But as I found, like with the World Heritage thing, first of all, they attack you. And then basically, you know, what happens is eventually people do listen. But you just got to keep on keeping on. Okay, loads and loads of love to you from a very, very foggy and mysterious Bristol, Durham Downs this morning. I'll share a few images of the trees because they are very beautiful. Thank you so much for watching. Amanda Ambles signing out. Loads of love. Take care, you. Bye for now. Not all who amble are lost. Amanda Ambles on YouTube. Like, share and subscribe.